It's 3 a.m. You hear it before you see it, that soft, rhythmic thump of a paw against the floor. You get up, and there's your dog, head tilted, scratching at one ear like it's the only thing that exists in the world right now. You check the ear. It's warm, a little red. It smells different. Not terrible, but not right either. You don't know if this is an emergency, a passing irritation, or something that's been quietly building for weeks. So you do what most of us do at 3 a.m. You sit on the floor next to your dog, place a hand gently on their head, and wait for morning. If that scene feels familiar, you're not alone. And by the end of this video, it won't feel so uncertain anymore. Ear problems are one of the most common reasons dogs end up at the veterinarian, and one of the most misunderstood. Owners often feel guilty, wondering if they missed something. They feel frustrated after trying product after product with no lasting relief. They feel the sting of another vet bill for what seems like just an ear thing. And underneath all of it is a quiet kind of helplessness, watching your dog be uncomfortable and not knowing exactly how to help. If you've felt any of that, I want you to know something clearly. This is common, it's manageable, and understanding it changes everything. By the end of this video, you'll understand what's actually happening inside your dog's ear when allergies flare up. The common mistakes many loving owners unknowingly make. 3 veterinarian-approved home habits that can genuinely support your dog's ear health. And a simple daily routine you can start using today. First, we'll understand what's really happening inside the ear. Then we'll talk about the mistakes many owners don't even realize they're making. After that, I'll walk you through 3 safe, practical strategies vets actually recommend. Finally, we'll build one simple daily habit you can use for the life of your dog. Let's start at the beginning. What's actually happening? When people say ear allergies, it's a helpful shorthand, but it's not quite the full picture. And understanding the real mechanism is what makes prevention possible. Allergies in dogs rarely stay in one place. Whether the trigger is pollen, dust mites, grass, or something in the food, the immune system's overreaction often shows up in the skin, and the ear canal is lined with skin. So when a dog has allergies, the ears are frequently one of the first places you'll notice it. Here's the chain reaction. Allergens trigger inflammation. Inflammation increases oil and moisture production inside the ear canal. That warm, damp environment is exactly what yeast and bacteria, organisms that live on healthy skin in small numbers already, need to multiply beyond normal levels. That's often what creates the odor, the redness, and the discomfort you're seeing. So in many cases, what looks like an ear infection is really allergies creating the conditions for one. That distinction matters because it changes how we manage it. Vet tip. Only a veterinarian can determine through an otoscopic exam and, when needed, a sample of the ear discharge, whether allergies, an infection, ear mites, or something else entirely is driving the symptoms. Home care supports ear health. It doesn't replace that exam. But here's what surprises many pet owners. Allergy-related ear issues are almost never a one-time event. They tend to follow patterns, flaring in spring or fall, after swimming, or after a diet change. Once you learn your dog's pattern, you're no longer reacting. You're anticipating. Chapter 2. The mistakes many loving owners make. Before we get to solutions, let's talk honestly about a few common missteps. Not to place blame, but because recognizing them is often the fastest path to doing better. Mistake 1. Waiting for bad enough. Many owners wait until the ear smells strong or the dog is clearly in pain before seeking care. Subtle head shaking, mild scratching, or a faint odor are often the earliest signals and the easiest stage to manage. Mistake 2. Reaching for cotton swabs. It feels intuitive to clean deeper with a Q-tip, but this can push debris further into the canal and in some cases cause injury near the eardrum. Veterinarians generally recommend cleaning only the visible, outer portion of the ear canal. Mistake 3. Using human ear products. Products formulated for human ears often have a different pH and ingredient profile than what's safe for canine skin and can sometimes worsen irritation. Mistake 4. Treating one flare-up and stopping there. Because allergy-driven ear issues are often recurring, addressing only the current flare without looking at the underlying pattern means the cycle tends to repeat. Mistake 5. Skipping the vet visit because it's just allergies. Ear canals affected by chronic inflammation can develop changes over time that make future infections more likely. Early veterinary guidance helps prevent that progression. Many loving pet owners don't realize these things simply because no one ever walked them through it clearly, until now. This next mistake is incredibly common, so let's slow down here. If you've ever dealt with recurring ear issues with your own dog, I'd genuinely love to hear about it in the comments. What you noticed first, and what helped. These stories help other pet owners feel less alone in this. 3 veterinarian-approved home habits. Now for the part you came here for, 3 safe, practical things you can do at home to support your dog's ear health. These are habits that work alongside veterinary care, not instead of it. Habit 1. The gentle cleaning routine. Using a veterinarian recommended ear cleanser. Never water, alcohol, or hydrogen peroxide, which can irritate sensitive tissue. Gently clean only the visible part of the ear canal with a soft cotton ball. Let your dog shake their head afterward. That natural motion helps move debris outward. This is maintenance, not treatment. It supports a healthy ear environment rather than resolving an active infection. Vet warning. If the ear is painful, actively discharging, or your dog resists any touch near it, stop and schedule a veterinary exam rather than continuing to clean at home. Habit 2. Dry ears after water exposure. Moisture is one of the biggest allies of yeast overgrowth. After baths or swimming, gently drying the outer ear with a towel and allowing a few extra minutes of air exposure before your dog goes outside can meaningfully reduce the damp environment allergy-prone ears are vulnerable to. Habit 3. Support the skin barrier. From the inside, because allergy-related ear issues often start with skin inflammation, some veterinarians recommend diets or supplements containing omega-3 fatty acids to support skin barrier health, alongside identifying and reducing exposure to known allergy triggers when possible. Whether that's certain proteins, environmental allergens, or seasonal patterns your vet helps you track. Safety note: this supports prevention but isn't a replacement for professional veterinary care, and any diet change should be guided by your veterinarian, especially if a food allergy is suspected. Why this actually works. Let's connect the science, because understanding why makes these habits easier to stick with. Think of the ear canal like a garden. Allergic inflammation is like overwatering the soil. It creates conditions where things that shouldn't thrive. Gentle cleaning removes excess debris, like clearing weeds before they take root. Drying the ear after water exposure is like fixing the drainage, so the garden doesn't stay flooded in the first place. And supporting the skin barrier from the inside is like enriching the soil itself, making it naturally more resistant to problems. None of these habits eliminates allergies, but together they reduce the conditions allergies rely on to cause ear trouble, which is often the difference between occasional mild irritation and repeated, painful infections. Chapter 5. Protecting your dog for the long run. Here's the part that matters most. Consistency beats intensity. A 5-minute check twice a week, done reliably for years, protects your dog far more than an intense effort during a flare-up, followed by months of not checking at all. Regular veterinary visits remain essential, not just when something looks wrong, but as part of routine wellness care, since a vet can catch early changes you might not notice yourself. Pair that with a simple home routine, and you create a safety net with very few gaps. Your daily action system. The 2-minute ear check. Here's the simple system to remember. The 2-minute ear check. Look, peek at the outer ear. Is it pink and clean, or red, dark, or smelly? Touch. Gently touch the base of the ear. Any heat, swelling, or pain response? Listen. Notice your dog's behavior. More head shaking or scratching than usual? Log. Mentally note it or jot it down. Patterns matter more than single moments. Do this a couple of times a week and after baths or swims. It takes less time than making your morning coffee, and it might be the thing that catches a problem while it's still small. Summary. Let's bring it all together. Ear allergies in dogs usually begin with the immune system reacting to something in the environment or diet, which creates inflammation and a warm, moist environment where yeast and bacteria can overgrow. Many owners unintentionally make things harder by waiting too long, using the wrong tools, or treating only the symptoms of a recurring pattern. The habits that genuinely help, gentle cleaning, drying ears after water exposure, and supporting the skin barrier, work best as a consistent routine, not a one-time fix. And that simple 2-minute ear check gives you an easy way to stay ahead of it. You don't have to be a perfect pet parent to protect your dog well. You don't have to catch every single flare-up before it starts. What matters is showing up consistently. A quick check here, a dry towel there, a vet visit when something feels off. Those small, steady habits add up to something powerful. A more comfortable dog and an owner who feels confident instead of anxious. You're already doing that just by being here. If you enjoy veterinarian-approved pet health education like this, subscribe for new videos every week. Together, we'll help our pets live longer, healthier, happier lives. This video is intended for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for an examination by a licensed veterinarian. If your pet is sick, injured, or experiencing an emergency, contact your veterinarian or the nearest emergency animal hospital immediately.